spine and wipes away your shadow, and you're done for.
So, see, that's one of the things. My party member is a fighter uh, sorcerer, but they are from something called the Order of Light or something, the Church of the Sun, something like that. And
Some kind of divinity, but like a hostile, but also theoretically like light side air quotes.
right, I mean, they see it as benevolent, of course.
But like it's an inquisitor group.
I don't. This one wasn't really. This one was more of a kill the frost giants thing.
Okay.
But I sparred with this member last week, and we were both down to like less than 10 hit points. One shot from either of us would be the end of it, and then they used an ice cantrip on me, and I'm like, what the fuck? But they've got mithril armor, and they keep it constantly shiny by using mending at every opportunity.
As you should if you have fancy, expensive armor. I mean, that's like luxury stuff, right?
Right.
And I get
Surely it's
weaker in the
decorative
light,
too.
so it wasn't great. I complained that I lost because the sun was in my eyes.
So we've been recording. Welcome to book club.
Good. Plus, you have to tell us when you're recording before you record.
No. You guys were filling up airtime, and I was inhaling
Yeah,
a bowl of macaroni and cheese.
Talking about D&D,
bowl of
that's
macaroni
not
and cheese?
relevant.
How big of a bowl?
A cereal bowl?
Are we talking
I don't
like
know,
2 or 3 or 4 ounces worth of like dry macaroni shells worth of mac and cheese?
Oh, you want it in the dry shells? Probably like maybe 6 ounces.
Can you give that to me in metric sets?
Excellent.
A box of macaroni. I ate an entire box of macaroni cheese. Is that what you want from me?
Excellent.
Is that what you want to hear?
Is that what you want to hear? And I poured a can of pinto beans into it.
That's at least.
Oh, hey, nice.
That's complete protein now, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I did it.
It's starch and.
If I eat
green.
just the macaroni, my blood sugar will crash. But if I mix it with like beans or something, I won't die.
Yeah, fiber, man. It really helps things.
Anyway,
tell us about this book.
Welcome to part 2 of the Wanling record of the Zen master Huang Po. Part 2, if you haven't read it, which I know at least one of you didn't, which is it's
not
Max.
saying names,
Max
though.
didn't do
it.
Oh,
okay,
we
are saying names.
It was Max.
We're man of the buzz.
It's 56 questions and answers that the author does. So we're not going to talk about all 56 questions today.
Well, let's just find the good ones, you know?
We're going to find some juicy ones. We're going to get up there. We're going to juice them. We're going to really put them in a container.
Drink that question juice.
We're going to drink that question juice. All right.
Really apply that reflection.
We have a good time.
Welcome to book club. All right. Stealthy, have you happened to have read this book, or are you just here for a good time and a conversation?
I just showed up because I saw you guys were in a voice chat.
Perfect. That sounds great.
That works out nicely.
It works out fine. All right. So the first couple questions are fairly redundant. Like question 2, what is the Buddha?
I mean, who's asking, you know?
Huang Po is asking.
Oh.
No.
I mean, he should know.
He should know. So, we can jump back to these questions if y'all really want, but I felt like the questions and answers really got meaty starting about question 6.
Give me the meat, Des. Give me that Buddha meat.
I don't... So, for somebody who leads a book club in a Sangha based like themed server, I actually don't know a lot about like the textual things behind Buddhism as a practice. Like I vibe with it real hard as a philosophy and a spiritualism, but not like the hard teachings that you get out of the books, which is funny because I lead book club, right?
Right.
So, question 6 is, yet it is recorded that whosoever possesses the 32 characteristic signs of a Buddha is able to deliver sentient beings. How can you deny it? I didn't know there were 32 characteristics of a Buddha until I read this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Marks of the Buddha.
And I was like, ah, dang, that's a thing? And then this book effectively goes, don't worry about that being a thing, that's BS. And I was like, oh good, because I didn't know what they were anyway.
Yeah, they pack away like a bunch of the other teachings into these like symbolic signs that they shove into the artwork, so you can just see a wooden statue and remember like a whole text's worth of teachings at the same time.
Right. So that I think we talked about that at one meeting once, was like how a lot of the way we talk and the verbiage in Buddhism is based on the fact that it was an oral tradition for like 300 years.
Oh yeah.
And so
they had
to find ways to make it easier to remember all of it.
Oral tradition for quite a while.
That's why it's lists upon inside of lists inside of lists.
Yeah.
But at least the lists tie together well, right?
Yeah, it does. No, it ties together great if you know all of it, instead of being
3, 4, 5, and 12. A lot.
Yeah.
Yo, the little neck wrinkles that I was talking about one time, I don't remember if anyone remembers that, but I think that's one of the characteristic signs.
I shockingly remember that for some reason.
You're not enlightened unless you got that wrinkly neck.
So the author says, if you will conceive of a Buddha, you will be obstructed by that Buddha.
Uh-oh.
Which I thought was...
Uh-oh.
So, any science is illusory. It is because you do not know real mind that you delude yourselves with such objective concepts. I think the author is being very, like, aggressive about how the fact is we're in a modern society, we don't have to remember all of this.
Yeah. Is it the caps or the exclamation marks that
tipped you off? All of it. Such things are conveniences, mere ornaments within one mind. I hear you have studied the sutras of 12 divisions of the 3 vehicles. I don't know what that sentence means.
It means you are well studied as a Buddhist.
I'm so well studied. Everybody should really, like, concede to me as an authority figure on all of this, obviously.
I mean, I do, Des. You know that.
Yeah, you're the leader of this book talk. We trust you implicitly.
Good. I definitely won't lead you astray. So just discard...
blind followers.
Just blind followers.
You better show me your 32 signs real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can't.
At least 30,
you
know?
Also, you'd be blinded?
Just 30.
I can't blind
fine 20.
Yeah, I can handle it like a good 6.
Let's negotiate.
It goes against my Buddha nature to blind you with my sheer amazingness, so I withhold that from your view.
Thank you for your kindness.
You're welcome.
If only I were Arjuna.
So the author says just discard all of that. It's like a bedspread you had when you were sick.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Classic. They hit you with the the Great Seal real early on in this book, huh?
Oh, this is like the last third of the book.
Oh.
We skipped some shit.
Okay,
no,
cool.
We did the other
I guess it makes sense that he's saying abandon
meetings.
teaching.
You can see the recordings in our channel. For part 1 and in the introduction, please refer to the playlist. All right.
Wow, Des.
You're welcome. Yeah. So that's kind of where it starts getting really meaty about discussing these as hindrances and stuff. A word I can't say is a name for the realization that the Buddhas of the whole universe do not, in fact, possess the smallest perceptible attribute.
Ooh, that says highest unexcelled something enlightenment.
Yeah.
Ooh, what does samyak mean? That was irrelevant to a lot of Buddhists. I looked that up.
Nope. So there's a lot of thoughts here, a lot of layered thoughts about how to approach this, I think. A lot of layered thoughts I'm not good at approaching. Max?
Well, I mean, give me a layer. I'll approach it.
What does it mean if the Buddhas of the whole universe do not in fact possess the smallest perceptible attribute?
Okay, so that's talking about emptiness and how if you see the Buddha on the road, kill him.
If you see the Buddha on the road, kill him.
It's really hammering in that perception itself is a conception.
Yep.
Because, like, if the Buddha is not conception, as per one of these earlier questions, then surely it's imperceptible, since perception is one of the skandhas.
Yeah.
Hello, book club. Sam says hello to book club.
Hi, Sam.
Hello.
Sam.
Yeah. So the following sentences is absolutely talking about the emptiness of our Buddha nature and how it's an application of emptiness and oneness, because since no glorious victory was ever won, there can be no such formal entity as a Buddha. Therefore, the Buddha is empty. And since no submission ever took place, there could be no such formal entities as sentient beings. So it's talking about the illusion of this entire thing.
Right.
The illusion of separateness as individual sentient beings rather than one cosmic, essentially tapestry flowing on its own, but taking many forms. So yeah, this is talking about separation, oneness, emptiness, and like the illusion of Maya all at once.
It's definitely worth noting here for anyone who's watching this that isn't super familiar with Buddhism. Buddha means teacher, and it can refer to a person who teaches Dharma, but also can imply characteristics you can learn from, as in this case.
Yeah. These questions get really super complicated in some places.
Bring it.
It's like they get like another paragraph every question.
Oh my gosh, no, it's super long.
Now we're working in poems.
So, if there's never been a single thing, can we speak of phenomena as non-existent?
Ooh, actually, I have a link for this already open. Let me see if I can post this.
Yeah, post it in book club.
There you go. It's called Shentong and Rangtong, and it's a Tibetan Buddhist concept that basically says it's a dual teaching of emptiness, where most of emptiness in Mahayana is basically saying that things don't have like intrinsic nature, and then there's a secondary portion at the end of the teaching that says, well, actually, there is stuff around you that is like on its own and has intrinsic nature. You just can't perceive it. So it's like an explanation behind the one pitfall to emptiness, which is to say, well, if everything's emptiness, then the world around me doesn't exist, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like trying to circumvent solipsism.
Yeah. It helps you not make the accidental overstep into saying that your brain creates the world around you and nothing else exists but you.
Because even your brain is part of that world which doesn't exist. So, like, stop it.
Yeah, the answer just says don't get too full of yourself.
Right. I took a very zen approach. Smack. Stop it.
Smack. Stop it. Zen is funny that way.
Yeah.
Zen has an excellent direct experience teaching. That's one of the things that I very much like about it. It's analogous to Dzogchen or Mahamudra. Because it's not like I practice every day the same day and that just kind of sets up my enlightenment. It's like I'm out here to get that, and these are the steps I'm taking.
Get that enlightenment, dog.
Yeah. Get out there and make those gains.
Get your gains, bro. Do you even lift?
Yeah, do you even lift the wheel?
Do you even lift the wheel?
You even not karma, bro?
At the moment of enlightenment, where's the Buddha?
Everywhere and nowhere at the same time, but also neither of those things.
The question is wrong.
I think the author goes into that. Water is water. Monks are monks. Laymen are laymen. You cannot place a head upon your head or lips upon your lips. Rather, you should just refrain from every kind of dualistic distinction.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, but... what? Assuming all this is so, what particular state is what kind of word is that?
Connoted.
By the word bodhi.
Highlighted. Connoted.
Yeah, what kind of word is that?
It's like connotated, but apparently the correct grammatical usage of the word.
Weird.
Because it's not like connotated would mean like some kind of past tense ongoing, but like this is present tense ongoing.
Yeah.
I've never seen connoted used before though, like this.
I haven't either, and I read a lot.
Maybe it is an assumption on the part of the translator.
Maybe.
It follows English etymology though.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's get to another question. If I follow the way and refrain from intellectual processes and conceptual thinking, shall I be certain of attaining the goal?
Certainty is a conception. Like what?
Let such earnest thinking perish utterly, says the author.
You can tell the answer wants to smack you in the head.
The author is super aggressive. Like, I would be like, dude, back off. Get out of my bubble.
Like, I think there's great merit to this approach. Just being like, bitch, no.
You gotta draw your stand mandalas to keep them out of it. It's like a warding circle.
Yeah,
it's like sea bears.
Sea bears!
What is meant by transcending the three worlds? Desire, form, and formlessness.
What is meant by that? Rising beyond the dualism of good and evil. I hear a lot about that in Buddhist works, is dualism talk. But it doesn't always seem to be in reference to good and evil, but sometimes like physical and non-physical.
Yeah, so it's more talking about making distinctions as opposed to the distinction itself. Yeah. So in this case, it could be good and evil, but it also could be, left and right. That's a distinction, but it's an arbitrary one, which would have to be subjective. So you got to let it go, or else you'll try to connect things into a loop where there was never a loop in the first place. But the desire, form, and formlessness thing, that seems like a id, ego, superego kind of deal, which I don't know about Freud, but I don't know about this. This needs background.
I don't know about Freud, but I'm immediately reminded of when we went through Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now.
Oh yeah.
Ah, Tolle.
Sweet Eckhart.
I don't know if you've ever read his work, Stealthy, but take it with a grain of rice. Like it's like
everything gets taken with like a fist-sized chunk of salt with me.
Yeah, good. But it's got some good stuff in it, but some of it's like, you really shouldn't say this to a beginner. They're gonna it's gonna mess them up.
Yeah.
Wait, nothing matters and the world doesn't exist?
No. He goes weirder places.
He has some interesting metaphysical extrapolations.
Oh, he's making imputations over here?
You ever read something and you're like, I think you were mad at your ex while talking about this? Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe coming off the book.
Letting those egoic imputations slip in there.
Some emotions come in here, man, and I need you to calm down.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game when you're teaching the truth.
I didn't come here for your drama. How then does a man accomplish this comprehension of his own mind?
Accomplish again. All of these questions are worded incorrectly. I think that's intentional.
Yeah. So for notably, the author is the answerer, not the asker.
Yeah,
I guess. Like
he's literally talking to himself and setting himself up to make his opinions.
Yeah, make their own. Yeah, make his own points.
I mean, that's been pretty old hat for philosophy. So like, I get it.
Yep.
But dang.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least include some other random person involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, get some variation in the responses.
Plato at least had an imaginary person arguing with him.
Yeah, they like Vimalakirti might have been a just completely made up character. Do you guys know who that is?
No.
Virtuous layperson, something. Buddha had like a Sangha with a couple of trusted people that had names that are escaping me now, but they constantly get repeated. They're like the number 2 and 3 disciples or whatever that carried on the canon. But they made up or maybe this was a real person, but he was a non-ordained lay practitioner who they presented as enlightened. So they used it to like demonstrate how a householder could follow the Dharma and like be content, but also not be like ordained. So you could consider it like a Mahayana sutra at that point. And I think they were.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
Long answer is over 3 pages long. Holy dang. Wait,
I mean, Buddhism is not noted for its brevity,
26.
again, unless you're talking about Zen.
Even back to the Vedas, they weren't known for brevity.
Oh, for sure. The Vedas? Are you kidding?
I mean, even when they're trying to reject stuff in the Vedas, they still take forever to say it. Deliver us more wisdom, Des, we trust you.
Fun facts. If the pipe under your sink explodes with boiling hot water, you will probably get burned.
I would never have thought.
And you'll have blisters on your hand for like at least a week afterwards, making it weird to grip and type and play video games.
Do you want another fun fact?
Yes.
Yeah.
Steam, when it gets hot enough, is clear because you only see steam because it's just at like the condensing point, so it condenses in the air. But properly hot steam, completely invisible.
That's also when it burns the hell out of you.
Yeah, that's when it's like under pressure too, so no good.
And what does this teach us about Buddhism?
Conception is invisible steam. There we go.
There we go.
The true Buddha nature is invisible because it's under such tight pressure.
And it'll burn you.
Of non-reality.
Yes, we have to like let it cool down by like being in the one mind. That way it can condense into wisdom. There you go.
Exactly. We're so good at this!
Even if you do get burned, it's just your body getting burned, and that's an illusion.
Did someone say shoehorn wisdom?
Guys, we win. We win Buddhism. We did it.
Buddhist now, is that how that works?
Alright. So, the next few questions, like questions 27 through a number after that, are just stories about the master group. And, people I don't know. And the stories, I'm sure if I sat down and really thought about them, would have meaning. But are just kind of like, why do I care about his horse?
Wow. Maybe he wants you to know about his great horse friend.
So then, like, it's not even a question. He's just making statements for some of these.
He's just yelling in his book. That's great.
I mean, this is how they did Twitter back in the day, right?
This is a massive Twitter.
I mean, I don't want to call it like a spiritual shitpost that also had substance behind it. It's like one of those political memes that are also funny, like a political cartoon.
Yeah. If there's never been a single thing, past, present, and future are meaningless. So those who seek the way must enter it with the suddenness of a knife thrust.
Well, that's why this guy's so fucking hard about it, I guess.
He's gonna stab you with Dharma.
He's worried that you don't figure it out and only pick up certain things and miss the context, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we all fear that.
Yeah. I'm definitely concerned for people who are like doing risky things because they believe that they will have multiple lives to figure their mistakes out.
Figure out their crap.
Things like that, yeah.
Oh, it is repeatedly said, you don't have time to, like, waste on that. Every time you're reborn, you suffer more. What are you doing?
Yeah, but, like, it's also said somewhere that since there's no self-nature, your skandhas are not going to carry over, and that's what most people think of as you to reincarnate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, but it's still a propagation of suffering at large, which is antithetical to the whole thing.
Yeah, but that's even bigger brain. This is like people just incorporating it into their like small thing because they're still doing like, oh, this is a spiritual tradition for me to help me encounter the world.
I see. Yeah, one of those. I will save myself, but maybe later.
Yeah, exactly. as long as I say Amitabha enough times, I'll be.
Oh my god. Yeah.
There is nothing to be grasped. We simply teach you how to understand your original mind.
Well, that's nice.
That's kind of soothing, yeah.
No, I don't know what this is. Hold on, let me backtrack. I was just about to highlight, no listening,
Once
no
in the
knowing,
valley,
no
he
sound!
shrieks again and straight away climbs to search among the peaks. Why is he shrieking?
Why not?
I guess.
I mean,
if you're a madman, what else are you gonna do but shriek on a mountaintop?
Seems like kind of appropriate.
Ooh, let's hit 41. I see Manjushri. That's always good stuff.
What is the meaning of the passage? Manjushri stood before Gautama with a drawn sword.
Max, hit it. This is you. This is all you.
Max.
This is your thing. You keep saying it all the time.
I don't know this one, actually.
Why would Wisdom Guy be standing in front of the Buddha with the sword?
Where you take the Buddha down.
You saw him on the road.
Didn't you just talk about smacking down the Buddha?
Smite that man for existing.
I didn't know if this was like a historical thing or if this is...
You were just talking about killing the Buddha. Like, this is your jam.
Right, the allegorical thing? Sure, yes. Yeah, okay, you see the Buddha fighting.
It's all fucking games until one of your deities squares up with the other one.
What does the sword really signify? Apprehension of mind.
I guess it's like skillful means or something to avoid
I feel gypped.
conception.
He said number 41, but this is obviously 41 through 46. He didn't number any of these. The pattern has been broken, and I was absolutely tied to that.
Oh no, numbering is empty too? What is this?
It's attached to those things, man.
Oh no, so the sword's actually wiping out tangible Buddhas. There you go. There's your basis for your quote, Max. You can quote the book now.
Yeah.
I am now watching the stream on my computer.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh, Samyak means rightful or righteous, by the way. So that was highest unexcelled, righteous, something enlightenment. For that big thing that was earlier.
Yeah. Nice. 42 is trippy. What is implied by seeing into the real nature? Let me repeat that the perceived cannot perceive.
Oh yeah, this is that whole the knife can't cut itself thing. Come on.
Yeah. Knife can't cut itself is pretty straight to the point in my opinion.
So is it just saying that conception is not going to help you?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, how do I see reality? And the answer is, you're already doing it, you just don't see that you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I told somebody recently in the Sangha, have you tried just like not thinking, right? And they were like, well, how do I do that? And it's like,
by not.
I can't explain to you how to not think. I can do it. I can reference what it would seem like from a thinking perspective, but
right.
You can't think your way into it.
Well, yeah, that's a hard one. It's like, how do you clear your mind? Oh, dang, dog, I don't know. I just do it when I need to. Well, you know, it's
Well, you
that
could
time
think
of
about
day
something
where,
intentionally and then not think about it.
yeah, I don't know, like, I think about breathing, I guess, and then slowly try not to think about that either.
Yeah, it's a refocusing and then a letting go of the focus.
The
Like,
key is to let yourself forget sometimes.
yeah.
Not to be aware, but like forget the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. I assure you that all things have been free from bondage since the very beginning.
That's kind of sad, though. I mean, depending.
Mm-hmm.
Just in terms of a kinky way.
44 is basically him saying that he's not actually an expert.
I have nothing to offer. Hey, this is me!
Well, he didn't say nothing. He had said no thing. There was space there. I wonder if that's intentional.
Usually, I see that a lot in Buddhist books of some sort, is saying no thing instead of nothing.
Maybe they were translated before it was conjoined in modern English.
Or maybe it is a translation choice to not make it a single word so that we don't confuse it for the way we use it in English necessarily.
Yeah.
Nothing being the absence of all, and no thing meaning explicitly, I don't have an object.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
All you need to remember is this long list of things I'm about to list out.
Following injunctions, that's never good.
All capitals! Why is he yelling at me all of the time?
You can't forget it if he writes it in caps, right? You'll hear it louder.
I do hear it louder, though, in my brain.
First, learn how to be completely catatonic.
Okay.
That's what he says. Second, continue being catatonic internally.
Be catatonic. Got it.
Third, just take it to the next level and stop existing, even in unpleasant sensations.
Okay.
And then I just stay that way indefinitely, is what the fourth thing says, I guess.
Mm-hmm. All right, this will be super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, I mean, I just gotta find a way to put myself in a coma and I'll be enlightened, right?
Bam! Maybe that's why people don't come out of comas all the time.
Yeah, maybe it's a choice. Oh no.
We have fun in book club.
Maybe this is why he said suddenness of a knife thrust, so we don't BS him like this.
He wants me to commit Sudoku.
That's what he meant.
I'm not even good at Sudoku.
Wow.
Hey, look, Vimalkirti came up. Look at that.
Does this imply that sound is subject to cessation?
Yeah?
Yes.
What rises falls. I mean, come on now. Oh, he's talking about spiritual speech. It's different from regular speech.
Ah. Ooh. Terrace of the Spirit. I like that as a phrase.
That's pretty good. Terrace in general is just an
That's a
excellent
good word to use. You don't hear it very often. All right. Words. Things. But what if? In previous lives, I have behaved like blah blah blah, slicing the limbs from living men.
So, Kali Raja is a form of Kali. Are you familiar with Kali?
Oh, I love Kali.
Is it is that a Hindu god?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I am. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Specific emanation of the energy goddess. Parvati.
Yes. Okay. As it turns out, I do have a mental conception of this. Please continue.
So, I was just wondering if you had context.
So the story of
Kali. Oh yeah. Her and I have tea on Sundays.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that she was, and this is for the video, not for you guys, because I'm assuming you know it.
Assume
the
nothing.
whole thing is that she was killing some demons, right?
Yeah.
Because some a host of asuras or some kind of malevolent devas pulled up and tried to harass Parvati, and Parvati, being just general nice lady energy goddess, said, I'm not going to do all that. And then they just pissed her off too much, and so she said, all right, well, have this. And she took that specific part of herself that was Kali and just yeeted it over there. And then Kali went to town, killed them all, drank their blood, held their heads and around things. But every time she would, before that happened, and the other devas were attacking these asuras, you'd kill one, and then it would turn into two. And so the idea is, slaying thoughts with thoughts just breeds more problems and thoughts. But Kali can obliterate all of them. So she's like non-conceptual awareness made into a person that drinks blood.
That's why she cuts the head off of her followers. She stops them from thinking.
I thought she cuts the head off herself and drinks her own blood.
She does that too.
Just, Kali things.
Just Kali things, yeah.
Why? Moving on.
This is like assuming that you passed Buddhist high school.
Pretty much. This is like the end of term questions of your second year of Buddhist college. If I'm perceiving a phenomenon, I gain a sudden comprehension of it. Is that tantamount to understanding Bodhidharma's meaning?
Mm-hmm.
Something about this, but then so do visual objects exist? No. Stuff and things. Many more questions. To whom did the patriarch? No, I don't care about that. Ooh, here you go, Max. Did the Buddha pierce right through the primordial darkness of ignorance?
Simple answer.
Yes.
I love it.
I like the use of the word primordial here.
In this entire book.
Yeah, it's super simple. Like, yeah, bruh, I just answered 53 other questions and more, and you come with me with this?
Primordial ignorance, bright or dark? I guess it would have to be non-lit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dualistic language really does make talking about this kind of stuff almost impossible.
It's very hard.
I mean, language inherently is
That's
dualistic.
the problem
right?
sometimes with trying to talk about the books we go over in book club, because like half the time I'm like, well, they're not wrong. I could come up with some new analogies if you want on why they're not wrong.
Is the stream better than the ocean?
No, they're different. Got different stuff going on, different ecosystems and everything. But how can we prevent ourselves from falling into the error making distinctions between this and that? There we go. Max.
Just don't do it.
Don't.
That's what he says.
Do not. Here, I'll highlight that. Do not.
I promise you, I made that assumption when I said that, and I looked up and I see "do not" in caps.
How can we do this? Just don't.
Have you tried being enlightened this time?
Have you tried just being enlightened?
Thanks, Mr. Poe. You really hooked me up today.
You really hooked me up, man. Exert your strength in this life to attain, or else incur long aeons of further gain.
So, Zen Master Who Destroys All Limitations is a posthumous title?
Mm-hmm.
So what was his regular title?
I have no idea. Just
Why are they giving him titles if stuff shouldn't be conceptualized?
Yeah. And then the last of this is a sticky note. And that would be the end of the book.
All right.
Okay. So how do we feel about this? What do we take away from this?
Don't. Do not.
I like this dude's style.
Hey, before you think about doing that, don't.
All fun and games aside, if you are in already I want to say a fairways. I don't know, not just starting your Buddhist walk journey, thought process, disassembling, you're good. If you just started, maybe hold off on this book for a while longer.
Yeah, this is not a beginner's book.
Avoid Zen and some other traditions outside of the practice methods, because a lot of Zen assumes that you've gone through extensive Mahayana or you've been in a culture where it's ingrained in the culture. Yeah.
You could have been
Honestly,
part of the
I wonder
cult.
if
That's
cult and
also an
culture
option.
are similar.
Yeah, I mean, cult is its own form of a mini culture, right? Like that's a whole discussion.
But is a culture a form of cult? That's another discussion.
Maybe it's a meta cult.
Mega cult. I mean, given the behaviors of some members of a culture, yeah, sure. I mean, it probably falls under some like guidelines or definitions of cult. Yeah, so I give this book a 4 out of 5 stars on content, 2 out of 5 on readability.
I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 3 neck wrinkles.
2 out of 3 neck wrinkles. Got it. I'm gonna end the recording unless you guys have some more stuff to say.
I'll give it 96%. I think it's pretty good, but yeah, absolutely. This is like don't just walk into this being like, what's Buddhism?
What's
no.
Buddhism?
What's a Buddha again? What does that mean?
What is the Buddha? It is your mind. What?
What?
I thought it was a man. I read a whole biography.
I read his biography though. For realsy though. All right.